Hi friends, John Haverstick here. Wanted to share with you today just a little bit of photographic history. Something that I've discovered fairly recently and I'm learning how to use, and I wanted to kind of provide a resource for those of you who were in my shoes like a month ago where I was struggling to kind of figure out how to use this device. What I'm talking about is the large format cut film magazine, or what's known as a bag mag, having to do with this part of the mechanism here. If you're a large format photographer, you're already familiar with double-sided film holders. But there are times when you may want to go out with more than, 2 sheets of film, and you don't want to hassle with a bunch of two-sided film holders. What are the options? Well, there are a couple, and one of the first ones that I learned about is something called a Grafmatic film holder. Now, this is not the one I'm going to focus on today. What I wanted to focus on today was this cut film holder. This is called a Bag Mag. While the Grafmatic holder will hold 6 sheets of film, the Bag Mag, or cut film magazine, will hold 12. So let me show you a little bit about how this amazing device works. So as you can see, there's a leather bag at the end of this cassette. There's a dark slide, removable dark slide here. Right? And if you open this, you set it down so it doesn't fly all over the place. Inside you'll find 12 metal septa. They're called septa or septums. Septa would be the plural, I suppose. You want to be careful to make sure that you get all 12, and also that these metal septa are not bent, because that'll interfere with the cycling process. In any event, what you would do would be to load your film, or in my case, I often use paper, into each of these septa, much like you would a double-sided film holder. As the septum is facing you, with the side that you can load here, notched corner of the film, upper right, and you would just slide it into the septum just like you would a film holder. And then you would do the next one. Again, notches in the upper right corner facing you, load it right into the film holder like so. Make sure it seats properly. 12 all together. You would place them back into the magazine here and put the cover on. There's a spring that keeps everything from just jostling around in there. But an important thing to know is how you cycle the frames. So when this is on your camera, this would be the back. In fact, let me go ahead and put the little cover on here even without loading it all up. So this is how it would look sitting, attached to the back of the camera. At the bottom of the magazine is this little lever, little slider. And you pull this out like this, and that pulls the septum, for the picture you just took, into this leather bag. So it pulls it out of the cassette into this leather bag, at which point you, by feel, grab onto that septum and you work it back up through a slot in this portion of the magazine. It'll slide in and then move to basically to the back of your stack of septa. Because these are old, they require a little bit of maintenance, a little bit of cleaning. First of all, you want to be really sure that the one that you get has a good supple leather bag, because if it's not, if it's dry, if it's cracked, obviously it's not going to work. The other thing that you will find typically, and this has been the case on the couple that I have, is that they need some lubrication, they need some cleaning. So a little bit of alcohol did the trick for me, and all around the inside mechanism, all along the inside walls here. And then also the track that the ejector mechanism works on. That should be cleaned as well. Make sure you get that clean. Once you've got that clean, I actually took a little bit of wax on a little microfiber and rub it around on all the surfaces that bind, anything that moves basically. I'm going to wax there along the sides here. I worked a little bit up into the opening here as well. Also on the septa, stacking them all together like this, I also cleaned and waxed the edges, because again, these are areas that rub against the edges of the magazine. So you want everything to be moving smoothly. And when you put the cover back on, make sure it kind of slips forward under a little lip here, and then will snap shut. Okay. And then there's a little red window here that will show you which frame you're on. So right now, I don't know if you can see the number 12 is showing there. As I cycle that first frame, for example, after I've taken it, comes out into the bag here. We'll work it up to the top and then push it into place. And again, I always give it that little extra push. And you'll see now that frame number 1 has come to the back of the magazine. Frame number 2 is ready to go. So you've got it mounted up, ready to go. Get out and shoot.